Okay. Um, well, the lighting is a little weird. Yeah, I guess that's better. Okay, I guess. Maybe a little bit too much. Gotta get this the right way, right? Okay, here we go. So this is part two of medicinal teas. I know it's not for everyone, but if you are interested in natural things, and most witches are, because that's what we're good at, we like to respect nature and deal with nature in different ways. Um, and helping our health with teas, medicinal teas, is one of the ways to go. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't go to the doctor if you're not feeling well, okay? If you have tried, the medicinal teas and you're not feeling any better, then obviously the next step is to go and see a physician, okay? Always, always, never substitute anything for seeing a physician when you're not well, okay? So we're going to start off with ginseng. And basically, most of you have heard of, ginkgo. We went over that yesterday. Most people are also familiar with ginseng, really. It's an antidepressant, an aphrodisiac also. It's native to China and Eastern Asia, North America, but cultivated in Korea and Japan. Okay. And the tea uses the root of the plant, okay, for this. And again, for those of you who did not hear me yesterday, it's not like you take a sachet of tea from a box of tea and you put it in, a cup of boiling water and you wait 5 minutes and then you drink your tea. This has to steep for at least 15 to 20 minutes, okay? And then you strain it. Okay, there are things that you can buy, like it's a ball made of metal and like a strainer. And so you would put the herbs in that and close it and dunk that into 8 ounces of boiling water in a cup and let it steep for 15-20 minutes. This way you don't have to strain anything because everything is held in that tea ball, okay? But that's how you use these teas, these medicinal teas. They have to steep for 15-20 minutes to get everything out of it. And it's used for stress, okay, to relieve your stress, strengthening your organs, assist in the treatment of Alzheimer's disease, okay, enhances immunity, prevents cellular aging, decreases fatigue, great for adrenal health and the nervous system, regulates blood sugar, fights exhaustion, depression, and anxiety, treats lung disorders. So if you have asthma, it's very good for that. Helps the immune system combat tumors, ginseng. All right. Green tea. Now, green tea, commercially, they're out there all over the place. Different versions of green tea. You even have it in packaged tea bottles. Green tea, diet green tea. All that. So, the thought is known that Japan's natural beverage is green tea. Is actually native to China. Okay. Green, oolong, and black tea all come from the same plant. But green tea is made from the fresh, unfermented leaves. Green tea is the strongest medicinally of the three. It's anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral, and it's a stimulant. Okay. And the use of the green tea is from the leaf, okay? That's what you use. And its medicinal purposes or uses, if you will, protects cells from free radical damage, lowers blood pressure and cholesterol, regulates blood sugar, prevents cardiovascular disease, immune boosting, prevents tooth decay. Oh, interesting. Mild decongestion, mild discongestion and gum disease, assists in wakefulness because it's a stimulant, so it perks you up, you know. So that's green tea. Um, it actually tastes very good. I enjoy it, and I will have some during the evening, you know, and I'm sitting down, maybe watching TV or reading a book, and it's very relaxing. But yet it stimulates. Okay, it's relaxing, but yet it stimulates. Okay, maybe the relaxing part comes from the fact that it kind of like soothes the soul. You know, any of these teas because they just have a calming effect, but yet this one stimulates. Okay, hawthorn. Okay, hawthorn is relaxing. It's a heart tonic, astringent, a diuretic, and an antispasmodic. It also is hypertensive and a vasodilator. This very tall growing tree is the native to North Africa, Europe, and West Asia. And the part that is used for hawthorn is the fruit, the flower, and the leaf. And its medicinal purposes and uses, okay, increase circulation, stabilizes blood pressure, combats anemia, okay, tones the heart. You should consult a herbalist, okay, before using hawthorn if you are on heart medication, okay? So just don't take it because I said this is good. And I just enumerated all the good things that it can do for you. If you are on heart medication, then you should consult with the herbalist and talk to your doctor as well. Today, a lot of doctors know more about herbal medicine than they did when I was growing up. Not even, I mean, maybe 20, 30 years ago, if you talk to your doctor and said, well, I'm taking this herb for this and this herb for that, and they would shrug their shoulders and go, you're wasting your money because they weren't taught in medical school about herbs and vitamins. Okay. Oh, another one is hops. Okay. Hops are these green cones surrounding the female flower of the hops plant. They are antibiotic, antimicrobial, antispasmodic. This herb also stimulates the liver. It's a diuretic, a sedative and astringent, and a blood cleanser. Hops are native to England, Europe, and well known as primary ingredient in beer. Ha! Okay, bet you didn't know that, right? Mm. And the part that's used, okay, is the flower, okay, the cone and grain. Medicinal uses for hops, aids in digestion, natural remedy for PMS and menopause symptoms, relieves irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, colitis, and stomach ulcers, reduces fluid retention, treats insomnia, tension, and anxiety. You know, at night, you know, you go through a lot during the daytime and you just want to go to sleep. And it's that special time. If you miss it, then you have the hardest time falling asleep. So try this. See if it, you know, can relax you, take away your tension, your anxiety. It relieves pain, reduces fever, kills intestinal worms. So if anyone is dealing with intestinal worms, hops will kill those intestinal worms. Horehound, the white version, okay, it comes from the mint family. White horehound is a tonic, an expectorant, a diuretic, a diaphoretic, okay, and actually, I remember ancient law says this plant has the power to break magic spells. It's native to Britain. Didn't know that. See, you learn something every day, right? When I went years ago, I have so many shadow books, so I forget what's in them, and I just have to open them up and go page to page sometimes. Um, and I go, oh, yeah, okay, I remember that, you know. If you've been a witch as long as I have, you know so many different things, you know, and I write down my spells that work. I write down the ingredients that I use. And I mean, sometimes, oh, this hair is driving me crazy. I got to get it cut. Sometimes I will change what I put in a spell, um, and try a different herb. Okay, we'll kind of do the same thing, but I want to, you know, dress it up a little. Change is good, you know. Change is new, and a lot of people don't like change because change is the unknowing, uh, fearful of what it might do. So we like to stick with what we know. But sometimes, you know, you need change because without change, you don't progress, you don't grow. All right. I have an old saying, the only one who likes a change is a baby in a wet diaper. Yeah, because we don't know, you know, what change is going to give, or not give. So let me have a sip of my tea here. Okay. So basically, you use the part of the leaf for the horehound white. It kills intestinal worms, another one. Treats asthmatic, you know, the phlegm, that nagging cough that you have. Helps wheezing and shortness of breath and other breathing difficulties. Okay. Now, horsetail. Horsetail is prehistoric. Okay. Today it resembles grass. All right. But back when dinosaurs were around, okay, it grew much, much taller. It's very rich in silica, which contributes to healthy skin, hair, and nails. Horsetail is an astringent, diuretic, okay, and it's great for the kidneys and tissue. It's a tonic, so it's good for those things, the skin and the kidney. It's a native to Southern Europe, and the part that is used for the tea is the leaf. And it stops bleeding when tea is applied topically to an external wound. So you scratched yourself, now you're bleeding. You can apply that topically to the wound and it'll stop the bleeding. Increases bone formation. You know, someone who was in an accident and had a broken bone. And so you can drink this while you're, you know, your arm that's in a cast, or soft cast, plastic cast. I don't think they do the plastic cast that much anymore. It's usually a soft cast. Um, that will help stimulate bone growth. Okay. It repairs tissue, treats bleeding, ulcers, hemorrhoids, and eases menses. Strengthens the hair and the nails, like I said before, aids in the healthy skin, and treats urinary tract infection and kidney stones, reduces inflammation. Now, I have what's called a cystocele and a rectocele. It's a fistula, an opening from one organ into another, so to speak. And that sometimes will bring on a urinary tract infection because of the feces that contains E. coli, Klebsiella, that kind of thing. And it's really annoying. And I'm sure anyone who's had a urinary tract infection knows what I'm talking about. Okay. So by drinking horsetail, by eating cranberries, drinking cranberry juice, okay, can actually help flush out the bacteria that is causing, okay, the urinary tract infection. Now, don't play around with this. If you try the horsetail consistently and it's not working, you need to go to the doctor, okay, because it can then travel up to your kidneys and then cause an infection there as well. Pyelonephritis, which is serious. Okay, so don't play around with that. But try the horsetail, and if you see that it's working, wonderful. And if it's not, go see a doctor. Okay. Lavender. Lavender is probably up there with one of my favorite herbs. I love lavender. I love peppermint, spearmint. Um, Crazy me, I love mudwork too. Um, Frankincense, myrrh are probably my other ones. And lavender, I have plants all around outside of lavender. And when there's a breeze, you can smell it in the air. It's phenomenal. Okay. Lavender essential oils, okay, is something that you might want to try to put some drops on tissue and put that on your pillowcase when you go into bed, and it relaxes you, calms you, and helps you sleep. But the version of the tea, aside from being incredibly beautiful and fragrant, lavender has many valuable health benefits, too. The purple flower is an antiseptic, antispasmodic, and antibacterial. It's also an analgesic, a relaxant, and a nerve tonic. This well known and easily identifiable herb is native to Western Mediterranean. But I'm lucky enough to have some growing in my backyard just outside my kitchen window. So I have them in pots outside by the entrance door. I have them in the backyard underneath my windows. And I can't tell you how wonderful the smell is, you know. Another plant that I have surrounding also with the lavender is, I'm sorry, I got this thing to keep there. Thyme. Okay, I have that in sage. Love it. So, what is it good for? The flower is the part that is used, okay? It helps to remedy tension and anxiety and headaches, calming, treats insomnia, relieves stress and anxiety, and depression. Lavender is generally considered safe, but it's recommended that pregnant women avoid drinking lavender tea in large quantities. You know, when you're pregnant, you got to be careful of what you put in your stomach, okay? In your mouth to your stomach, all right? So, like back in the day, they said, you know, stop drinking coffee if you're pregnant, you know. Um, all through my 4 pregnancies, I didn't want coffee. I didn't want tea. Um, I drank water and ran to the bathroom a lot. But things change when you're pregnant, you know. Your taste buds change. What you crave changes, you know, all those things. I'm usually a coffee drinker. But as I said in part one, for those who have just turned on to the video, for some unknown reason, unconsciously, I will switch from making coffee to tea. Okay. And Lord and behold, I'm coming down either with a cold, upper respiratory, something, sinusitis. Okay. And my body is telling me, make tea. Okay. So, yeah, you got to listen to your body. Your body knows sometimes more than you do. Okay. Next one is lemon. So, lemon is anti rheumatic, antibacterial, it's an antitoxin. Besides making great natural cleanser for kitchen and bath surfaces, it has many medicinal benefits. Lemon is believed to be a native to Europe and India. And the part that's used is the fruit and the peel. So it fights infection, it kills bacteria, aids mouth and sore throat infection, reduces fever, detoxes the body, induces bowel movements. Now, back in the day, and my uncle told me this story. During World War II, he was on a ship, the Queen Mary, coming back from France. And there were a lot of military men who had the scurvies because they didn't have any lemon, you know. And it's very good, lemon, for scurvies with the vitamin C. So that's another thing. Um, when it talked about lemon being a great kitchen and bathroom cleaner, that along with orange also, you know, just a little tip there. Lemon balm. Lemon balm grows wild in my backyard. Um, it's very fast growing, so you have to, you know, weed it down a little bit. Fragrant and resembles peppermint so closely, and you wouldn't think that. You see, lemon balm, you don't associate it with peppermint, but yeah. Um, and sometimes needs to the smell to be sure what it is because you're like, oh, is this peppermint or what is this? No, it's lemon balm. Okay. It's strongly antiviral, antibacterial, anti-aromatic. I'm sorry, and aromatic. It's also a digestive stimulant, an antidepressant, antihistamine, and nerve tonic. Lemon balm is native to Southern Europe. What part is used? The leaf. And it's used medicinally to assist in allergy relief, aids respiratory healing, relieves tension, anxiety. It's a mood lifter, great for stress related disorders such as IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, calming. One thing to be cautioned about um, lemon balm. It, lemon balm is a mild thyroid inhibitor. Okay. So those suffering from low thyroid function, hypothyroidism, should take care and speak to an herbalist before using. Speak to an herbalist, speak to your doctor before using if you have hypothyroidism, which is low thyroid. Okay. Licorice. I love licorice. I do. Licorice is an anti inflammatory, anti allergenic, anti arthritic, and antipyretic. Antipyretic meaning fever. Okay. Um, it's also a diuretic and a mild expectorant. So, licorice is often used to aid flavor to blends and is quite strong. It's native to southern Eastern Europe and Southwest Asia. And the part that's used is the root. So what does it do? Medicinally, it tones the adrenals, which combats stress, detoxifies, reduces respiratory and joint inflammation, clears the phlegm, fights irritability, fatigue, and depression, assists in concentration and nutrient absorption, eases allergic symptoms, soothes indigestion, improves ulcer, and tones the spleen. Okay. Now, bit of caution here, consult with an herbalist before using if heart and or thyroid problems, hypertension if you have hypertension, or if you have a kidney disorder that's present. Okay? Talk to an herbalist, talk to your doctor. Lungwort. Now, I don't have any lungwort. I've never heard of lungwort, but I wrote it down. So, lungwort is an emollient, okay? It's also an expectorant, astringent tonic, and pectoral. It's a native to the Mediterranean, and the part that's used is the leaf. Lung and respiratory tract cleansing, prevents disease and infection, protects the lungs, helpful for allergies, asthma, wheezing, shortness of breath, and bronchitis, cleansing for the pulmonary system. I think I'm going to buy some because I have asthma. It doesn't always flare up. It's been a while, but it does. And when it does, it's not pretty. No, excuse me. Marigold. Now, tell you something about marigold. I used to live in an area where the Pine Barrens was my backyard. And so many deer came around. And in the front of my house, I had growing beautiful sunflowers. Tall, gorgeous, right? And I'm leaving for work one morning. And of course, on my way out, I said, "Good morning, sunflower. You're looking beautiful today." You know, I came back home around 4:30 and I looked at my front lawn. No more sunflower. The head of the sunflower was ripped off. The stem was still there, but the heads were ripped off. The deer ate it. Well, I didn't get really upset. I mean, they need their food too. But I realized I want sunflowers around my house. So I got to find a way so that I can keep the deer away from my sunflowers. And I found it. Did research. And it's marigold. If you plant marigold around your sunflowers, the deer won't come because they don't like it. So that's a tip. Free of charge. Marigold is more than a pretty plant. It's an antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, and an astringent. It's also an esoteric and a detoxifier. Marigold is native to the Canary Islands and the Mediterranean. And the part that's used for the tea is the flower. So it fights cancer cells, supports liver and kidney function, reduces inflammation, prevents dermatitis in those receiving radiation treatment. There's a lot of stuff there, that marigold. And they're beautiful little flowers, too. Marshmallow. It's not the kind of marshmallow you think, not the one that we roast outside and make s'mores, okay? For my entire life, up until writing in my shadow book, I've spelled this word with an E. Marshmallow. Okay? And it's really with an M. So it's marshmallow, Marsh, okay, Mallow. And I used to write it with Marshme, okay, Llow. Oh well, learn something every day. It's anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, emollient, demulcent, and a diuretic. It is native to China and Europe, and the root part is what is used in the tea. So it protects the respiratory tract, smooths intestinal lining, treats colitis, diverticulitis, reduces internal and external swelling, assists in urinary tract trouble, strengthens kidneys, lowers blood sugar. Now, caution on the marshmallow root may slow the absorption of nutrients and or other medication. So, check with your herbalist and your doctor about that, because if you're on medication, you don't want to slow down, how the medication should be working. Okay. Milk twistle. Milk twistle. Now, milk thistle is native to Europe. It's an anti-allergenic, anti-aging, antitoxin, and probably best known for being a successful liver tonic. So if you're having trouble with your liver, have a fatty liver, something like that, okay, cirrhosis of the liver, okay, milk thistle can be helpful. The part used is the seed, and it strengthens and protects the liver from free radical damage. Aids in the treatment of viral hepatitis, okay? That could be A, B, C, all right? Reduces damage done to the liver by alcoholism, encourages elimination of toxins, aids in the treatment of fatty liver disease, combats depression. Caution, women who are pregnant or breastfeeding and those with a history of hormonal related cancer should consult their herbalist prior to taking milk thistle, because it can actually increase the type of cancer. Okay, so you want to be careful with that. Mullein. Mullein is another common weed with tall flowering stalks. It is antispasmodic and expectorant, analgesic, antiseptic, with a positive history of medicinal effectiveness. It's native to Europe and Northern Africa, but also grows in North America and Australia. And the part that is used in the tea is the root, the leaf, and the flower. Medicinal uses: expels mucus and phlegm, eases chest cold and bronchial irritation, helps relieve breathing related allergy symptom and respiratory stress, improves glandular health, fights infection. Now, you want to take care when using externally, okay, because mullein can be irritating to the skin. I think we're going to go two more and then call it a night, and we'll continue tomorrow. Nettle. Nettle is mostly known for its stinging quality, a plant to be aware of when hiking or camping. However, it has some amazing medicinal properties. It's a circulatory stimulant, a blood tonic, an antiseptic, antistringent, antidepressant, and a diuretic. And it grows all over the place. The part that's used for the tea is the root, leaf primarily, and seed. Stimulates lactation, Okay, induces wakefulness and lends energy. Improves aches in joints from arthritis, gout, and rheumatism. Beneficial to the urinary tract, gallbladder, and kidneys. Helps symptoms of PMS. Contains histamine to treat asthma, allergies, and hay fever. Caution on the nettle. Okay, coming in contact with fresh nettle can leave a painful rash. Hmm. Parsley. Now, I grow parsley in my backyard. I put parsley in most of my cooking. Um, I just love it. And it just tastes so good. I mean, you can have dry parsley in your cupboard, and that's fine. But the real fresh parsley, when you cut it up and you just sprinkle it on your food, gives you that wonderful smell. It's very inviting. So, parsley is super easy to grow in a pot or directly in your garden. It's a natural antihistamine, a mild antibiotic. It's native to the Mediterranean region. And the part that's used for parsley in the tea is the stem and the leaf. It restores medicinally your digestion, helps modulate blood sugar levels, helps preserve memory. Such a little plant and does so much. So we'll stay here and continue tomorrow with peppermint plantain. Now, I did promise that I was going to make cones, incense cones. I'm waiting for my Mako to arrive. I ordered it from Amazon, so I'm waiting for that. And I ordered the cone um, tray, if you will. It's a mold. So you can make several cones, like I think 6 or 8 at a time. And I want to show you how to do that. Okay. You can do it by hand. Okay. It's very easy to do by hand. Now, the other day when I was in my metaphysical store that I go to, um, I went to get saltpeter, and I went by the incense, and oh my gosh, I have so much incense sticks. It's not funny. But I wanted to look at what their prices were for the cone incense. One cone incense was $2.99, and add tax to that. Okay, so you're going to go over $3 and change for one little cone that's going to burn up what in 10 minutes, not even. So if you like incense, and I do, okay, I think it sets the tone, the mood. It clears the negative energies around. And another thing I wanted to mention also um, is these bangs are killing me. Um, when you have mirrors in your house, okay, cover them, okay. Mirrors are portals, and they can let anything come through, okay. So I make sure that they're covered. All right. That's just me. Um, so that's another piece of free information. So I hope you like reading about medicinal teas, how they can help you with your health, keep you healthy, and be an aid in regaining your health if your health is suffering. But again, be cautious before you try anything. Ask an herbalist, tell them what you're taking, tell your doctor what you're taking, and make sure that it's safe for you to do so. Um, Another thing that I will mention, and I think a lot of people don't realize this, but I love grapefruit, but I can eat it because I'm not taking any medications. I would not give it to someone who's on medication because it reduces the effect of the medication that you're taking, okay, the enzyme. So again, be careful with what you do, okay? But enjoy, all right? I will see you again tomorrow, and we will continue with part 3 of medicinal tea. Have a great evening. God bless. Okay, so mote it be.